knocking out all bums. First gonna be Dylan White, if it's gonna be Joseph Parker. But you know who got the story right? Mr. Boxing Today. You check him out. He got all the latest news on the heavyweight division. And if you don't know me, you soon will. Because I'm taking everybody.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man. So long-time subscriber Leo O'Donnell, he had left me a message, man. He says, "What's your thoughts on Big Baby Miller's attempted comeback?" All right, now before I got back going active again, making videos, pushing out content, the last 2 months, Jarrell Miller has fought. He's came back, been out the ring for a very long time, right? We know what happened in 2019 when he had the AJ fight scheduled and he had the drug testing issues. So we know what happened then, all right? So he's came back the last 2 months, right? He had a fight in June, then he had a fight in July. The fight in June, he weighed in at 341 pounds. He fought Ariel Bracamonte. That fight is here on YouTube. He went 10 rounds in that fight. Then his most recent fight last month against Derek Cardenas, and that fight is on YouTube as well, both fights. He came in at 328 pounds in that fight. So at least he is slowly but surely trying to get the weight off, you know, going from 341 to 328. Hopefully the next time he steps in the ring, he's around 315. You know, he keeps shedding off this weight. All right, now, the last time he was in the ring before he made this comeback, that was November of 2018. And that was against Bogdan Dinu, man. He weighed 315 pounds in that fight, right? And that was a busy year for him, that 2018. He had fought Dinu, he had fought Adamek, Duapa, and then late 2017, he had fought Marius Wack, and then I think also 2017, he had fought Gerald Washington as well. All right, so he was busy leading up until, you know, going into the AJ training camp. You know, he was a busy fighter, he's going to have his opportunity, and we know what happened, all right? What I'll say is this, man. I'm glad that he's back, all right? I'm glad that he's back because we need another personality. We need another heavy hitter that wants to come forward, that wants to sell the fight outside the ring, and when he gets in the ring, he'll come to fight. Jarrell Miller will come to fight. That's you have to give him that. His fighting style, he's not going to shy away from the action. You know what I'm saying? He is going to bring the fight to his opponent. All right, so I like that, and he's gonna talk shit too, you know. And we like those type of characters. We seen the back and forth he had in the last about 6 years here, man. He's had some classic back and forths with Deontay Wilder. I've done videos on that when they were going back and forth with each other. They did interviews on each other, going back and forth. And the thing he had with Romain Stavern when he went down to the heavyweight factory down there in Florida. Then he had a thing on social media with Trevor Bryan. Then they end up sparring, and I have that sparring footage on my page. If you haven't seen him and Trevor Bryan spar, go check that out, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and then the stuff with Dillian White, and then of course the first presser with AJ when he pushed him and all that. So, very entertaining. But it's just the drug testing that messed everything up for him, man. But he has everything else going for him. You know what I mean? So now he's back. All right, I see the WBA, they gave him a ranking. He's number 14 rated by the WBA. But where should he go? I was hoping that he had another fight this month. I was hoping he was getting his, you know, fighting every month type of thing. Maybe even he has to go to Mexico or Argentina like he did for the fight with, which one of these guys did he fight in Argentina? Was it Bercante? I believe he fought him in Argentina. All right. Wherever he has to go, man. If he has to go on the Chitlin circuit for, you know what I'm saying, for the next 5 months here in the States to, you know, just pick up these victories every month, man. You know, trying to get probably get 2 fights in a month if he gets a guy out of there in a round or 2, you know, to get his name back out there and just most importantly, get back in the ring and get that ring rust off of him. The fight where he went 10 rounds against Bracamonte, now that did look like a different Jarrell Miller to me, all right? Because usually the fights that I saw with Dinu, even when he's being outboxed, it's usually the guy circling, like Dinu was circling, using his jab, using some fast hands. The rounds that Washington had success in when he fought Jarrell he was using the jab, staying on the outside, picking him off like that. The fight, his comeback fight, there was times in the fight where he went against the ropes. Not so much that Bracamonte forced him against the ropes and pinned him there. It was more of I thought Jarrell was just comfortable fighting that guy against the ropes. You know, he wanted to get, you know, hey man, I can rest on my ropes and I can pick you off with shots while I sit here and, you know, rest a little bit. And usually when you watch Jarrell, it's just typically come forward. Like pretty much all his fights, even the fight, his most vicious KO to me is the Donovan Dennis fight. That to me is probably his most vicious performance for me personally. All right, but I like that he's back, man. I like that he's back, you know, but I just want to see him fight a little bit more often. And then who should he try to fight? Who should he try to fight? Again, like I said, he's in the WBA rankings. Is he going to go the WBA route and just try to fight some of those guys? If you look at their rankings, I see Lucas Brown. That's a fight that I think that can possibly be made. A fight with number 5 rated Martin Bakole. Maybe Bakole will want to fight him. I see Arslanbek Makhmudov is rated number 6. I know Makhmudov has a fight coming up with Carlos Takam this upcoming month. So he has his hand full as of right now. All right, but one name that I noticed and one position that I noticed is number 7, Trevor Bryan. Again, like I said, they had their little, and it was more of a competitive spirit thing. Because we know Shannon Briggs is like a big brother to both of those guys, and he was kind of mediating the whole thing, and kind of he was on the ring side when both guys were sparring each other. In that footage, you could hear Shannon in the back, "Come on, champ, come on, champ," you know, inspiring both guys. Stacey McKinley was there as well. So, but they were going back and forth verbally, and then they sparred. But hey, man, and even then, you know, me and a lot of other fans were pushing for them just make the fight, just fight each other. Damn, just to spar and fight. So I think right now is a good opportunity for both of those guys to fight. I'm not sure what Trevor Bryan is going to do next, but they do have him rated number 7, the WBA. He's a former regular WBA title holder. He just lost, you know, was built to Daniel Dubois, got knocked out. So if he wants to come back, I think the Miller fight would be a good fight, man. Miller and Jarrell Miller and Trevor Bryan. Who's down for that? I'd rather have that than Jarrell just fight a whole bunch of journeymen or Bryan stick around and fight a whole bunch of journeymen. I don't see either guy getting a title shot anytime soon. I don't see within the next year and a half either of these guys. I mean, anything can happen, right? But just forecasting looking, I just don't see it. Unless something, you know, you're going to have to get in some type of eliminators, do some, you know, some type of meaningful fights. And to me, I would like this because you got 2 guys rated in the top 15 of the sanctioning body. They have a history, and I think it could be possibly an entertaining fight. All right, now as far as Jarrell getting back, shaking off the ring rust, like I said, a Mercante fight, just him going against the ropes was just a, you know, different Jarrell, but he felt comfortable in there, and it was good defense. He was picking off Mercante against the ropes and everything, so it was good defense. And then his second fight that he had against Derek Cardenas, that fight he was just raining uppercuts, got that guy out of there pretty quickly. That was Jarrell that I'm used to seeing, walking you down like when he fought Nick Guevas and guys like that, walking them down with the jab, and Fred Cassidy, those guys walking around with the jab, the right hand, the left hook, putting uppercuts on them, pushing them backwards, putting up the high guard, bullying them, pressuring them. That's the Jarrell I'm used to, and he did it in that fight. Cardenas did try to get up and beat the count. He was protesting, but it was he would have most likely end up being stopped anyways, you know. So, but I like the fact that Big Baby is back. Oh, speaking of just Big Baby, that's another one, man. Jared Anderson. You know, it's just we got 2 big babies going around, man. So we gotta, you know, I think we need to iron that out. But I would love to see that fight. I mean, you can put him in there with anybody. A Charles Martin fight. I know Charles Martin. He has a fight coming up. He just got added to the Ortiz versus Ruiz undercard. He'll be taking on Devin Vargas. I did a video about that the other day. Please check it out. So Jermaine Franklin's another one. I would love to see him fight Jermaine Franklin. I believe Jermaine Franklin is number 13 by the WBO. So different sanctioning body, but an American heavyweight could throw him in there with him. Pretty much any name, man. Frank Sanchez, Otto Wallen. I would love to see Jarrell get one of those fights. He maybe has to finish this year fighting journeyman level fighters and should try to get 3-4 more fights if you can before year's end, 2-3 more fights. And then going into the first quarter, maybe springtime of next year, then we go in and get those bigger names like a Trevor Bryan and all those names that I just went over. And another thing that I noticed about Jarrell Miller is, even though he's been out of the ring for a very long time, he does stay in the gym as far as training. I did see him help Tyson Fury out in camp. So then over the last like 10 months at least, I've been seeing him, do different mid training that he's posting or bag work or him just being in the gym working with a trainer. All right. So I definitely was noticing that. And I've seen him in like the MMA stuff and doing some little kickboxing stuff. So one thing about Jarrell, he just has a fighter's mentality. You know what I'm saying? So he likes to fight. He's not like your typical American heavyweight that's coming from football and basketball where he has to change that type of mindset to get into that fighting mode. He just likes to fight. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's MMA, kickboxing, boxing. So that fighting spirit is never really gone with him. He just loves combat. He's well versed into just combat. You know what I mean? So whether he's kicking or punching, you know what I mean? But it's like a switch that goes off of him. That's what I noticed as far as just him being well versed into different different forms of combat. All right, but it's just with Jarrell, man, just no dirty drug tests. You know what I'm saying? If he can just take care of that and just stay clean, man, we want to see him back. But you guys, let me know what you think in the comment section, man. Do you want to see Jarrell Miller back, or do you not too much care? Let me know what you think, man. I'm gone.